Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening for this artist talk with Atelier Purri to talk about the fantastic exhibition, Sonata of Life. My name is Stephen Snyder. I'm the Gallery and Communications Coordinator for the West Vancouver Community Arts Council. And we are thrilled to present this beautiful exhibition here at the Silk Purse Arts Center in West Vancouver, which is on the traditional and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples. That's the Squamish Nation, the Tsleil-Waututh Nation, and the Musqueam Nation. And we are incredibly grateful to our host nations and neighbors for their stewardship of these beautiful lands since time immemorial, and are honored to share these beautiful surroundings for arts and culture activities. So Sonata of Life is a beautiful exhibition here at the Silk Purse next to John Lawson Park. It runs until September the 18th, and it is featuring the artwork of Atelier Purri. It's a trio of artists. We're actually a family. We'll get into that a little bit later. It's pretty wonderful, pretty special. And it is an exhibition that we will have a quick tour of later this evening, and you'll get to meet all of our artists, and they'll tell you a bit about themselves and their artwork and their process, and you will be able to ask them questions and make comments. You can drop those in the chat, and we will get to those a little closer to the end of the evening. So I would love to let Atelier Purri introduce themselves to you. We have Sang Hee Kim, Jennifer Shim, and Julia Shim. So please take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name's Jennifer. Thank you so much for coming to Atelier Purri's debut exhibition, The Sonata of Life. Before we show the artworks, I want to take the time to briefly introduce our short, but I'd say equally memorable history. Atelier Purri's name comes from the Korean word Purri, which means roots in English. And we chose that name because we all have the same South Korean background, and we were also all born in the same city, which is in Daegu. But we've also realized we've interacted differently with our heritage and our roots as well. And we also titled this exhibition The Sonata of Life because sonatas also have many different movements. And that's how we feel that life is like too. We all have the same roots, but we engage in our subjectivities and our sense of selves as Korean Canadians in really unique and diverse ways. My mom held a solo exhibition a few years ago at Silk Purse. And I'd say that if her exhibition in the past focused on merging boundaries and finding similarities, then the Sonata of Life is an exhibition that celebrates individuality as well as moments of understanding between our differences. So once again, thank you so much for coming, and I hope you guys enjoyed the exhibition.
That was thanks, Jennifer. That's a beautiful mission statement and a beautiful thesis for this exhibition, and you can really see that celebration and how each one of you has interpreted all these various themes through your own abilities and perspectives. So now we're going to take a quick little tour of the actual exhibition, so you can get to see the artwork. This video does not do this beautiful multimedia exhibit justice. You'll definitely have to come on in if you're able and see it in person. Pull that up right now. Excellent. So this is what you would see as your front entrance. There's a lot of artwork. We were able to fit quite a few pieces in. And when you come in, you can read about all of our artists and sign a guest book. So we start over here with some beautiful pieces from Sang Hee. a lot of people have really commented on that piece and how much they appreciate finding everything that's going on inside of it. And we come to work from Jennifer. These beautiful scrolls. We get the piece, the black and white piece at the top is again Jennifer's, but underneath it, we have a piece of Sang Hee's. There's a really great dialogue happening with all of the artwork. I think they really speak to each other and play off each other very well. There's a lot of diversity even each of you and the work that you do. For instance, just comparing those two sets of pieces right there, these beautiful blossoms, and then the flowers with the birds beside it who are Sang Hee's. There's very different styles happening. It's pretty unique. And we have some fantastic leather work here from Julia. She's also hand painted. These masks are one of a kind. I know we'll get into each artist's methods and inspiration. I'm really happy to see, next to the paintings, pieces like that, pieces like these items, these fashion items. It makes for a very intriguing exhibition. And we have some more work from Sang Hee, including this very large scroll.
I was thinking of taking a.
And come over to the other side of the gallery and another piece from Sang Hee. Again, very different from a lot of the previous work that we've seen. Some more of Sang Hee's work here. We have some more lovely pieces from Julia, some more bags and masks, some more hand painting and some leather work. And again, there are a lot of different types of surfaces and items. We have scrolls, fans, there's clocks, there's handbags, there's wallets, there's masks. It's a pretty diverse exhibition. Excellent, awesome. So that was a brief little taste of what you can expect. Again, if you can make it down to the Silk Purse here in West Vancouver, next to John Lawson Park, please come and check it out until September the 18th. And now we're going to learn a little bit more about our artists and their work. they've each selected a piece that sort of represents some of the work that they do. So I guess, who are we going to start off with? Whose work are we going to talk about first?
I think my mom will start.
Excellent.
Hi, my name is Sang Hee Kim, and I'm a member of Atelier Purri. I started drawing from a young age and really enjoy the freedom in art. My style usually has long, kick brush rather than small details. I majored in Korean Oriental art in 1994, but stopped for a long time until I got a chance to hold my private exhibition with the Sugar Pulse in 2019. To me, art is about a moment in time. Each artwork is connected to a story or an event for the artist. For this piece, I drew it at Ji Young, my best friend's house while I was pregnant with my first daughter, Jennifer. It was one of the last pieces that I drew before I stopped art for a long time in order to live with my daughters. It is not a piece about a mother's love or the excitement or raising children, but it's about a final piece drawn with a circle that was practiced over many years. It symbolizes the ending of one chapter and the start of another one. When he created Atelier Purri, I realized that ending one chapter did not mean I couldn't read my past chapters. In fact, I now had two other friends to read and experience the chapter together. This is my favorite piece that I am the most proud of, not because it is a good piece, but because it represents who I was, who I became, and who I could reflect on. No artist can control how the audience feels or understands their art. However, that can also be true for the artist. Sometimes it takes time and distance away from the art to truly understand its meaning and importance. Distance makes remembering difficult and memories blurry, so there are emotions and thoughts I no longer remember when I made this piece. However, I can see it in a new light now. Overturning, there's a sense creating it. I hope my daughters can also think about their past and remember how we became Atelier Purri and why we choose art as our meeting point.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sang Hee. I love that idea of transitions and passing down of knowledge and life experience. That's wonderful. Thank you. Excellent. Whose artwork are we going to see next?
I'll go next.
Awesome.
So hi, my name is Julia, and I'm the youngest member of Purri, as well as the youngest daughter in the family. So when my mom and sister first talked about holding an exhibition, I also wanted to join, but artistically, I was much more interested in fashion and aesthetics rather than the traditional art that my mom and my sister liked. And when we were looking for themes that could make us more coherent, I remembered that my mom's first exhibition in Silk Purse was centered around her Korean roots and how the East met the West. And I moved to Canada when I was just 2 years old, so it'd be normal to lose the Korean language or grow apart from my heritage. However, my love for Korean music, art, and fashion deepened my connection, and I'm still able to speak Korean fluently. I wanted to use this exhibition to remember who I was and what parts I still retain today. The late 2010s was a shock to many Koreans with a sudden interest in Korean culture, with K-pop now commonly heard in North American establishments. And I wanted to make the opportunity to redigest my mom's themes on the East meeting the West by basing my own background as a focus for my works. So the bags themselves are hand-stitched and represent my family members. As a child, I was interested in Chinese zodiac signs, which associates one's year of birth with an animal. In order, they're the rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. The bags on their own were made by thinking of my family members and their years and animals are associated with the bags. From the oldest member of my family, my grandpa, to the youngest member, myself, you can enjoy a side of our family on display. However, this abruptly stops in 2020, and instead of hand-stitched bags with the highest quality materials, you're left with hastily made thin masks with small drawings to give each one some individuality. 2020, which was supposed to be the year of the rat, is quickly abandoned with the year of the mask instead. Quarantine was difficult for everyone, and knowing my family on the other side of the world could be in danger with no way to reach them quickly made it a difficult and scary time. So the reason why I chose to represent my grandparents' years was because I often worried about them, and especially when cases suddenly spiked in South Korea. Unlike a younger, more technologically literate generation where quarantine can be spent gaming, chatting online, or watching movies, this is often not the case for those who are more elderly. So their lives are much more isolating and a sense of community is torn apart for health and safety reasons. And even as family members, help is limited when you're so far away with no idea as to when borders can reopen. So my pieces represent not just the East and the West, but a homage to my family that I love and miss. It's a story where I start by honoring their birth, which then abruptly stops and shifts due to the pandemic, and concludes by having them displayed in person again, as communities start to return and we can see for ourselves the stories around us once again.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Julia. That's fantastic. It's very, very thoughtful. I loved hearing the stories about how each one represents a member of your family. I was curious of the titles of, here of the snake, the rat, the dragon, and so forth. That's very touching. And inspiring. I guess, Jennifer, I suppose you're up next.
All right, hi again. I introduced myself earlier, but my name is Jennifer, and I'm the eldest daughter of Sang Hee Kim, as well as the writer. And I'm also more of a writer by trade than an artist. So any form of writing that you see for Atelier Purri, whether that's our website or biographies, is very much likely written by me. Unlike my mom and my sister, and they have really bright and beautiful works of art, I like to engage in really fun party topics like life and death and health and illness, which is why a lot of my artwork was based on a black paper or a canvas. But I hope that the themes that I try to engage in helps you also ponder and consider how your own life reflects in your memories. This piece in particular uses two Hanja characters, which are Chinese letters that were also used in Korea and Japan. In Japan, they call it kanji. In Korea, we call it Hanja, but it's mostly defunct because we have our own language called Hangul now. The first character that I use is Wol, which stands for moon, and the second character is Il, which stands for day. And the really interesting thing about Hanja is that when you combine or separate the characters, they can mean really different things. And by combining the characters for day and moon, as it was for this piece, you get the word bright, which is actually the true title of this artwork. I was really inspired to create this after my undergraduate experience at the University of Toronto, of which I graduated last fall. And one of my most memorable courses that I took there was a Japanese architecture course. And it wasn't really a topic that I knew much about or even cared that much about. But in the second or third lecture, my professor started to talk about the importance of monuments that weren't built. And initially that was really interesting to me because, like who would care about monuments that aren't built? Buildings are meant to serve some sort of a purpose. And what the reasoning behind that is that we tend to think of the world in a teleological way. So only the results matter. Anything that we do or create needs to have a justifiable reason. And it always needs to have some sort of a purpose or an end goal. So for example, like why do we work? It's to earn money. Why do we exercise? It's to maintain our health. But my professor argued that humans can become many different things as individuals, and I'll never forget his words. And he said, when you start to take a teleological trajectory, the things that you didn't do or become are unimportant. And he said, all those paths I didn't take are also me. All those me's that I didn't become are also a part of who I am. All the decisions I didn't make still matter to me. All the loves I didn't follow are still a part of my love now. And that's a much more forgiving way of life. And it's also more open and realistic. In my own pursuit for success and happiness, I started to have a really severe tunnel vision, and I started to only see myself as a person who only cared about outcomes and good marks and results, and everything else around me became unimportant. But I felt that after that lecture, I could forgive myself a little bit more for not becoming something that realistically might not be feasible. And I used to have so much anxiety, especially as I grew older, indoors closing and opportunities leaving my grasp. And not having perfect results made me into a bitter person, but attaining everything between what I say heaven and earth is an unrealistic expectation. If you look closely at the eye spots on the peacock, the golden eyes are here to represent not just the path that I did take, but to value the paths that I didn't end up walking on or missed or couldn't take. And my acknowledgement that the roads not taken are still a part of me, and it's what completes me. That's why all the eye spots are the same in color, size, and value. So I also hope that you can take the time to acknowledge not just who you are right now, but appreciate the roads not taken. And, reflecting back on my mom's piece on what she said, maybe through time, you can even have the ability to reflect back in hopefully a good future someday.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. That was, again, you're all incredibly insightful and articulate, and it's great to hear the backgrounds on these pieces. I loved hearing about your concepts of the road not taken and past and present and memories and future and how everything combines, and how we are so many things beyond maybe what we simply just present. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sang Hee and Julia and Jennifer, for sharing. That's fantastic to hear an artist speak about their work and so articulately and passionately. And everyone watching, if you have any questions or comments for our three artists, you can drop them in the chat. We can get to some of those now. And thank you. I see some people possibly tuning in from overseas. That's great. Unfortunately, I cannot read these out. I don't speak Korean, but I will drop those in and let our artists see that. And if there's anything that these fine viewers are saying that you want to respond to, please do. And you can do it in Korean, you can do it in English, however you like.
I think my mom would like to speak in Korean to our family watching
Yeah,
overseas.
because my family and my friends are watching too. Yeah. 네, 안녕하세요. 아틀리에 뿌리 데뷔 전세 생명 소나타 와주셔서 감사합니다. 작품을 보여주기 전에 짧지만 기억에 남는 우리의 역사를 간략하게 소개하고 싶었어요. 아틀리에 뿌리의 이름은 영어로 뿌리를 의미하는 한국어 단어에서 유래되었고요. 우리는 같은 한국 배경을 가지고 있기 때문에 그 이름을 선택했지만 우리는 또한 우리의 유산과 다르게 교류해왔고요. 우리는 이 전시의 제목을 생명의 소나타라고 지었습니다. 왜냐하면 소나타 또한 많은 다양한 움직임을 가지고 있고 그것이 우리가 삶이 어떤 것인지 느끼는 방식이기 때문입니다. 우리는 뿌리는 같지만 한국계 캐나다인으로서 주체성과 자아의식을 독특하고 다양하게 포용하고 있고요. 네. 그리고 안녕하세요. 저는 아틀리에 뿌리 멤버 김상희, 영어 이름 진이라고 합니다. 저는 고등학교 때부터 그림을 그리기 시작했고 미술의 자유를 정말 즐겼습니다. 제 스타일은 보통 세세한 부분보다는 길고 빠른 붓을 가지고 있고요. 저는 1994년에 한국 동양미술을 전공했지만 2019년도에 시컬펄스 개인전을 열 기회가 있을 때까지 오랫동안 중단했었습니다. 저에게 예술은 시간 속의 한순간입니다. 각각의 예술 작품은 예술가를 위한 이야기나 이벤트에 연결되어 있습니다. 이 작품을 위해 저는 첫 딸 제니퍼를 임신했을 때 제 가장 친한 친구 윤지영 친구 집에서 그렸습니다. 딸들을 키우기 위해 오랫동안 미술을 중단하기 전 마지막으로 그린 작품 중 하나였습니다. 어머니의 사랑이나 육아에 대한 설렘에 대한 작품이 아니라 오랜 세월 연습한 기술로 그린 마지막 작품입니다. 그것은 한 장의 결말과 다른 장의 시작을 상징합니다. 우리가 아틀리에 뿌리를 만들었을 때 저는 한 장을 끝냈다고 해서 제 과거 장을 다시 읽을 수 없는 것이 아니라는 것을 깨달았습니다. 사실 저는 이제 그 장을 함께 읽고 경험할 수 있는 두 명의 다른 친구가 생겼습니다. 이 작품은 제가 가장 자랑스러운 작품인데 좋은 작품이기 때문이 아니라 내가 누구였는지 나타내고 내가 어떤 사람이 되었는지 그리고 내가 반성할 수 있는가를 나타내기 때문입니다. 어떤 예술가도 청중이 그들의 예술을 어떻게 느끼거나 이해하는지를 통제할 수 없습니다. 하지만 그것은 예술가에게도 사실일 수 있습니다. 때때로 그것의 의미와 중요성을 진정으로 이해하기 위해서는 예술부터 시간과 거리가 필요합니다. 거리는 기억을 어렵게 하고 기억을 흐리게 해서 이 작품을 만들었을 때 더 이상 기억나지 않는 감정과 생각이 있습니다. 하지만 저는 그것을 만든 지 20년이 넘은 지금 그것을 새로운 시각으로 볼 수 있습니다. 저는 제 딸들도 그들의 과거를 생각해보고 우리가 어떻게 아틀리에 뿌리가 되었는지, 왜 미술을 우리의 만남의 장소로 선택했는지 기억할 수 있기를 바랍니다. 네, thank you. Yeah, 됐죠? Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And if you want to watch this again, you can come on back. This will live here on our channel again, so you can hear from these artists whenever you like. And again, please come on down and visit the Silk Purse, 1570 Argyle Avenue in West Vancouver to see Sonata of Life on until September the 18th. So thank you so much, Atelier Purri. Thank you, Sang Hee Kim, Jennifer Shim, and Julia Shim for your beautiful artwork and for sharing all of your insights this evening. It was very special. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you,
네,
Stephen.
Thank you so much, Stephen, and thank you so much to everyone else for coming.
I have to say, it's wonderful to have a multi-generational collective here showing their artwork. It's pretty special. Everyone coming in is just amazed that you're all one big family, and how your work speaks to each other so well. How you all sort of have your own different kind of creativity. It's been pretty wonderful to hear people engage with it.
Yeah, we're really grateful for the opportunity as well, and we hope we can do more exhibitions similar to this one in the future too.
Excellent. We just have a few more comments coming in, so I'll just shoot those on over to the chat for Atelier Purri right now.
예,
Are there comments from friends
예,
and
my
family?
best
I
friend.
bet.
친구는 그렇단 말이죠.
One of the comments here is my mom's best friend, the place that she's staying at when she painted the
Yeah,
photo.
yeah,
the
my friend,
painting.
yeah, 지영, 윤지영.
You know, hi.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Hi.
He's my cousin too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my cousin. I'm a total.
yeah, my older brother. Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, my parents too.
They're all watching.
Oh, that's excellent.
It's not just the group that's the family, the audience is also family too.
Of course, that's wonderful. Do you have any plans to visit and potentially maybe show some of your artwork back in Korea?
We would like to, but it's still a little bit difficult right now going back to South Korea.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the family and friends who are here at the moment really grew up seeing my mom's creations at the very least. Maybe they're a little bit surprised with mine and Julia's, because I don't think they really knew us as creatives or artists, but hopefully they also enjoyed and appreciated it.
I bet they did. Excellent. Again, well, thank you all so much for joining us and sharing your comments and your thoughts, and for watching this fantastic conversation with these incredibly talented artists, Sang Hee Kim, Jennifer Shim, and Julia Shim. So again, Sonata of Life is on at the Silk Purse Arts Center until September 18th. So thank you for joining us and hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks again, Stephen.